Welcome to my channel. My name is Karina. This is 5 or 6 things I've learned from being a serial dater and being in relationships a lot. The first thing about being single is that I think it's overrated. I think that for me anyways, it's kind of an inhumane way to live. I feel a lot better when I'm in relationship with other people. Every relationship I've ever had has in some way impacted me for the better or sparked some kind of growth and change in my life. It didn't feel that way, and I've thought I made a lot of mistakes before, and I thought I had a lot of regret before, but really I can see looking back that all of those experiences have helped me become a more secure girlfriend, a better person in general, and a lot more confident in myself, knowing that I can survive those scary situations, even when they're abusive, even when they're really hard, that I can do what's best for me. And that being in love is just part of my authenticity. It was part of what I want and who I am. There's a lot of single hate out there where lots of people think that it's better off to be alone. And I think this generation is really hurting in this idea that we're better off alone, or that we need to be single to be loved, or that we need to love ourselves alone. And we do need to love ourselves, but being single kind of allows me, in my short spurts, it allows me to avoid the interactions, the hard conversations, and it really makes me put my money where my mouth is. Am I really healing, or am I just avoiding more? Number 2, experiences with another person that you care about is priceless. I went on a long trip. I broke up with my boyfriend 1 year before I went for a summer abroad with my school to Ireland, and I went to Barcelona too. Most of that time was spent alone or with people I didn't have a connection with, and I thought that it was going to be this amazing experience, and it totally was. But looking back, I learned right then and there that I would have really cherished those experiences to a greater and a more different way and degree if I was sharing those experiences with somebody that I loved, that I was building a life with. The experiences I have when I'm single and when I'm by myself are so important and necessary, but I don't put putting single on a pedestal, because for me, connection with other human beings, especially those that I love, is invaluable. Number 3, desperation is just another form of avoidance. I have found that there were times when I was single where I knew I was being thirsty or desperate, or not my proudest moments at all. But if anybody turned around when I was chasing people, if anybody turned around and gave that back to me, I would run away, because what I'm really looking for was a way to push people away and just be like, hey, I'm trying, I want to be in a relationship. And I never expected until they do that someone's going to turn that back on me. And I had the ick, I was running away from them. I had found that, wow, like me being desperate is just a way for me to prove that I'm rejectable and I have no real intent on wanting to be intimate, or I'm more afraid of being intimate through pushing people away. And that's, we talk about avoidant people all the time. We talk about like avoidant attachment styles of people and how they're just trying to get away from intimacy, how they don't want to be close. Well, desperation is the same thing, wearing a different clothing. 4. The 4th thing I've learned from being a serial dater is that whatever I left in the first relationship will come with me in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, because at some point it's me that is the problem, or me that has an issue that I'm refusing to acknowledge by breaking up with them and trying to move on and hoping that the next person, things will be different. Yes, the people that I've dated are different, but it is still me in that relationship. So if I'm dealing with jealousy, if I'm dealing with self-worth issues, if I'm dealing with suspicion, those are things I've dealt with in every single relationship, and they all stemmed from the very first ones, or even back farther. And I had left those relationships, burned bridges with people that I never really got to know if we were compatible or not, because I was so worried about them being the issue that I never looked at myself and said, hey, I've had this problem before. I thought everybody was against me, or that everybody was cheating on me, or that nobody was worthy of trust, when in reality I had trust issues and jealousy issues and communication issues in every one of those relationships. It's not to say that the other person didn't have a huge part in that stuff, but I can kind of see that it's only me that can control my own feelings. And if there's a consistent issue being brought up in every relationship, I am being pushed to take care of that myself, and the right things will come. I believe that every relationship is put in front of me, giving me another chance to learn a lesson or to grow within myself or spiritually or whatever, mentally, and change. And so many times I've been like, no, this is wrong again. Like, why did these guys keep doing the same things? When none of that was actually happening, it was just me being uncomfortable and being pushed to look at my own shit. 5, men help me feel grounded. Let's be honest here. I am not a girl's girl. I am an individual. I get along with who I get along with, but I have noticed that having guy friends, having my one male partner, they help me feel grounded. They help me feel more feminine, more comfortable, more confident, at ease, that I'm protected. And I think that really comes from like a biological beginning. I think biologically, I identify with being more comfortable when there are protectors around me, taking care of me, rather than when I am single. As fun as it is to have a hot girl summer, as fun as that is to hang out with my girls, and I love my girlfriends so much, there is something about being with a man that makes me feel like I can turn my brain off, that I can chill, that I can just be myself. Now, that's only if the male counterpart or the masculine person for me is offering that kind of grounding energy. I am very turned off by feminine men personally, because I find that they are putting me in a position to where I have to figure things out for them, or they're making me feel like I can't trust them, or that they can't handle their own stuff. Therefore, how could they ever protect or take care of me? This is not like a hate on women at all, because I do love my girls. Pretty much every girl friend that I have is in like a serious relationship with somebody, and we have the best times together, and it's like nothing like it is to be with my boyfriend or anything like that, but it's different. It's just different. There is something very comforting and easy when you're just with a partner that you're in a loving, caring relationship with. And then the last one is kind of silly and like superficial maybe, but it is that physical attraction really matters. Being attracted to somebody, and it doesn't even mean that they're like not attractive, but I have been with guys that were, good in the picture, good in person, and then I get up close to them. I don't like the way they smell. I don't like the way that they even like taste, or the way that they dress, and that guy might be perfectly compatible like physically with somebody else, but I can't get past that. Like, the physical attraction really matters. That means, what do you like what they smell like when they've been on a run? Do you like how they like dress and how they do their hair? And it may not be anything that has like a clear standard, but it's almost like this invisible physical attraction. That chemistry is so important. And I have tried in my dating career, I have tried to get past things because on paper that person was like really good looking, or they had a really good job, or they had a really good relationship with their family, but the chemistry just wasn't there. And I'm so happy that those people are not in my life anymore, because I was trying to make something work that didn't have the baseline chemicals to just be compatible. And that's been the other way. It's been the other way around with me too. Like, I could tell that a guy wasn't super attracted to me, and I've even had some guys like tell me like, hey, you're just not my type, the way that I look, or the way, I don't know exactly what it might have been. And that's totally fair, like so understandable. And that's not something you can get past. You can't force yourself into liking the way somebody looks or liking the way that somebody smells. I think that attraction can grow. There are levels to attraction, but that baseline necessity is that I think you smell good, I think you're hot, I want to rip your clothes off. And usually I don't even always know why. It's just kind of like a caveman instinct. So yeah, I hope this was helpful to somebody, because I know that I had carried a lot of like guilt or shame, or felt bad that I always wanted to be in a relationship, or that I was always like a hopeless romantic, or always looking for the one, and just fighting it made me feel worse. And I'm in a really awesome, happy relationship now. We share a lot of the same values, things like that. I've kissed a lot of frogs to get to my prince, but I was taught a lot of lessons about myself. All of these guys I've dated, all of these relationships I've had, long or short, or flings or serious, they've all been kind of a mirror to show me where I'm at within myself in a way that I don't think I could have done by myself. I didn't feel like a choice. It just kind of felt like my path I had to take. I really wanted to be this like independent, single person, but really for me as a woman, I feel more at ease. I feel more confident in the rest of my life, and the experiences and the lessons I've learned about myself through being in relationship with other people have made my growth like crazy. And I've had some crazy times, and there are some things that I regret kind of, but not really, because those were the experiences that like showed me what I want out of my life. I didn't think I used to want a family. I didn't think I wanted to get married for a while, and things just changed because I could see that my true identity, my true self is a feminine person. A feminine person that can only really feel in my truly comfortable, at ease, authentic self when in a confident, safe, healthy relationship with a man. And that's just me. That's just my experience, and everybody else's experience is totally valid to them. So that's just me, the serial dater. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like what I'm talking about and you want to see more, please subscribe. Thank you.